How long is the mainstream media gonna pretend that Donald Trump doesn't have pudding leaking out of his brain? Like, seriously, this guy is in such cognitive decline. And I know I talk about it. Midas Touch talks about it. Lawrence O'Donnell talks about it. But the mainstream press refuses to. But someone who is forcing them to is Donald Trump. Because today, in a meeting with world leaders, Donald Trump, who was falling asleep the whole time, was unable to speak or respond when he was confronted by a reporter about his latest criminal scandal, unable to speak or respond. He needed his handlers to come and save him. It was so bad. We're gonna get into it all. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video. And if you haven't already, and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button, because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into that moment in which Trump needed his handlers to save him, because he just couldn't talk, I want to see what he started talking about tonight. And that was, for some reason, nukes.
Nuclear, we're number one, Russia's number two, China's number three, way behind, but they'll be even in 4 or 5 years. They're, working overtime on nuclear weapons. I think that denuclearization would be a great thing. We could blow up the world 150 times. There's no need for this. So I really think we're going to have, I've spoken to President Putin about it, I've spoken to President Xi about it, and everybody would like to spend all of that money on other things, people that really, things that can benefit people now. So I think something like that could happen, the denuclearization.
Yeah, nothing makes me feel safer than the guy doing indiscriminate and extrajudicial killings in international waters, talking about blowing up the world. That really makes me feel safe and secure, because the quite frankly no new wars guy, and there will be no wars, that guy yet. He seems to really like war and blowing things up and bombing countries for no reason at all. Donald Trump at this point is practically begging for war with Venezuela because he needs some reason to impose martial law on us. Donald Trump saw the results from Tuesday night. He didn't think, maybe I should stop starving children. Maybe I should stop helping to fund a genocide. Maybe I should stop making people's healthcare premiums double and triple. Maybe I should do martial law so no one's allowed to vote against me. That is exactly what Donald Trump thought. But he did take away the message of affordability was key to winning on Tuesday. And so instead of actually changing his policies, he decided to just lie about this one.
My first term. One other thing, a number came out today that was amazing. Walmart. I trust Walmart, Arkansas, great place, Arkansas, great company, Walmart. They announced today, with after many years, they do this every year for many years, that Thanksgiving for the United States of America under Donald Trump as president is 25% less for Thanksgiving meal with all the trimmings than it was under Sleepy Joe Biden's administration. So we talk about affordability. I think that's the best chart. That's better than a poll. That's better than anything I can think of. So Walmart, which everybody trusts, and I trust, and everybody trusts Walmart, they're not looking to do anything except give the numbers. And they have for many years. They talk about the cost of Thanksgiving and the cost of living through Thanksgiving and enjoying Thanksgiving.
Now, this is a lie that you are going to hear a lot from Republicans. You are also maybe going to hear this at your own Thanksgiving dinner. So maybe drop this down. Or I know, y'all are smart enough to remember this. So let me just say it, the Thanksgiving meal that Donald Trump is referring to that Walmart sells did not go down in price. It went down in items from 21 last year to 15 now. So if I'm selling something and I get rid of 75% of it, yeah, it's gonna cost less. This isn't because Donald Trump is this incredible economic genius who has made our lives so much more affordable. The contrary is true. There are multiple different types of inflation, and shrinkflation is one when you are paying the same amount for less product, which we see increasingly happen. And Joe Biden was actually cracking down on, Democrats were cracking down on, but of course Republicans want you to starve and be poor and be unhoused and, I don't know, be under military rule, so they don't care. But this is an obvious lie. And of course, Donald Trump doesn't want to talk about people going hungry. So much so that when he was pressed on his criminal refusal, because that's what it is, by the way, to listen to court orders telling him to fund SNAP, when Donald Trump was asked about him starving children because that's what he's doing, he couldn't answer. He had to turn to J.D. Vance.
That the administration has to fully fund SNAP. It's the latest in the back and forth, and the Justice Department said they're going to appeal it. What's your message to folks as they work this out in the courts and in Congress as we're heading into Thanksgiving?
You want to go with it?
Yeah, look, Jackie, it's an absurd ruling because you have a federal judge effectively telling us what we have to do in the midst of a Democrat.
But this was not the only example of Donald Trump not being able to answer during this entire meeting. Trump saying earlier, a tremendous country with a tremendous leader had joined the Abraham Accords. A reporter asked, given that they already have diplomatic relations with Israel, what is the agreement supposed to signal? Trump then asked Vance to answer that question, and he also asked Marco Rubio too as well. Donald Trump is unable to answer questions about his own administration. The AutoPen guy whose AutoPen Biden, cognitive decline, dementia. Dementia doesn't know what's happening with his own policies. And we see this all the time. When Donald Trump is signing an executive order, when he's signing anything in the White House, it first has to be explained to him. Not for the cameras. Not because, oh, he's so busy. Maybe he doesn't have time to memorize exactly what the entire contents. Sure, the air of Trump exists in the White House, the spirit of the bigotry, right? The spirit of the corruption, the spirit of the attacks on the working class. That is Donald Trump. But the hard policymaking is something he doesn't get because he's separate from it. Which is why Donald Trump, after this election, and after a couple of hours of TV watching, learned a new word: affordability. Yes, the guy with the gold toilet is now familiar. He's getting himself familiar. He's familiarizing himself with the concept of affordability. Things being affordable, something Donald Trump has never thought about in his life because he's a silver spoon little baby. But Donald Trump has now learned this word, and he's mad that people aren't giving him more credit for it. The guy quite literally raising prices is not getting enough credit. But what I find so funny about the Republican response to this midterm has not been that they think that they have to do more work. No, it's not what they said. Republicans did not say we have to do more on affordability. That makes sense. They said we need to message better on affordability. We'll get the last laugh though, 'cause we have some elections coming up. And I think we're going to do quite well. I think we're going to do so well. And I think Chris Hayes laid out a great case why right here.
Donald Trump started talking about affordability.
It's no good if we do a great job and you don't talk about it. And I don't think they talk about it enough. You know, they have this new word called affordability, and they don't talk about it enough. The Democrats did, and the Democrats make it up because we took over a mess.
It's a new word. Did you know that? It's a new word. Affordability. It's like the new word groceries that Donald Trump discovered in 2024 he loves to talk about. And now Trump's social media posts are all about it. This morning, quote, 2025 Thanksgiving dinner under Trump is 25% lower than 2024 Thanksgiving dinner under Biden, according to Walmart. The Democrats' affordability issue is dead. Stop lying. Well, there you have it. Case closed. Done. In your face affordability. Unless, of course, you actually check Walmart, you'll see, as the New Republic reports, Walmart's 2025 holiday meal contains only 15 items, while the company's 2024 holiday meal included 29 items. This year's basket mixes multiple Thanksgiving staples, including pecan pie, cranberry sauce, whipped cream, mini marshmallows, corn muffin mix, as well as fresh sweet potatoes, celery, and onions. Magazine also noted this year's meal also replaced the name brands with cheaper Walmart generics. That is quite a bit fewer groceries, again, as we call them, little word we use.
What will be asked of Democrats in this coming midterm? Because Donald Trump will continue to lose. We're gonna have to do the work. But he'll continue to lose. Is that they think past Trump, and they should. Because he's a loser, and he will be the past to think towards something bigger, that our politics can be something better. And it can. That is how Zaran Mondani won. That is how Democrats will win. And that is what we are going to talk about on this show every single day. If you want to support that, me and my friend right here, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around at the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting. Also, should I start wearing suits more? Y'all really like the suits. Should I bring the suits back? I don't know. You let me know. And until next time, I'll see you soon.